Hi Sarika, thank you so much for the invite. I'm Vahnika. I'm from India and I came to UK as a student.
Finance is not something I have seen girls really enjoy. Why did you choose finance?
I really like working with numbers and I like money. But I never stopped. I was always feeling low. At the same time, I decided I should not quit.
Was it the first call you got and you got selected? Was it rejections or what was it?
Definitely rejections. So I kind of regretted initial months, like, is it the right decision that I took? But when I got a first interview call, I really felt happy. They invited me to the office for an interview. Everything really went well. But next day I've got a rejection. They said like, it's basically about.
Most international students spend years working part-time jobs in warehouses, retail, hospitality or delivery services. But what if I told you that the students who land graduate jobs the fastest are often the ones who secure internship while they're still studying? Don't get me wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with working part-time jobs. Most international students need to pay their rent, cover living expenses and support themselves while studying in the UK. The problem starts when those temporary jobs become the end goal. Many students become comfortable because they're earning more than they would back home. They continue working the same part-time jobs throughout their degree but never focus on building the skills, experience and professional network needed to secure a graduate role after university. Then graduation arrives and suddenly they realize they have a degree but no relevant industry experience. Today's guest avoided that mistake. Vahnika is an international student who managed to secure an internship while studying in the UK. That internship experience not only helped her build valuable skills and industry connections, but it also played a crucial role in helping her secure a full-time job in the UK. In this episode, we are going to discuss when international students should start applying for internships, the best websites and platforms to find opportunities, common mistakes students make when applying, how internships can significantly improve your chances of landing a graduate job. So, if you're an international student who wants to build a long-term career in the UK rather than just survive from one part-time job to the next, then this episode is for you. Make sure you watch until the end because Vahnika shares practical strategies that you can start implementing today. So without any further delay, let's welcome Vahnika. Hi Vahnika, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. And if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself to my audience, please?
Hi Sarika, thank you so much for the invite. I'm Vahnika. I'm from India and I came to UK as a student last year. So it's been like 1.5 years in the UK and in London. So I've recently completed my Master's MSc Investment and Risk Finance from the University of Westminster. So I am coming from accounting and finance background. I've done CA back in India. So I come with part qualified ACCA and here I basically want to get into finance roles and I've been targeting that since my uni time. And I've done various things at uni that helped me get my job before my graduation. So before my graduation, I've got like 4 full-time offers.
Oh my God, that's commendable. All the best to you and congratulations as well.
Thank you.
And that's why we're going to learn from your journey. What are you doing different that you are landing a job and many of students out there, they are struggling. So first of all, tell me something. So before you moved to the UK, did you have like any prior experience, work experience back from India?
So basically, I really don't have any full-time experience, but I do have 3 years of articleship experience where we need to work under an auditor, learning taxation, auditing and accounting. So I have experience from CA articleship.
How much was that experience?
It was 3 years of experience.
3 years of experience, okay. And why did you choose finance? Finance is not something I have seen girls really enjoy, Why did you choose finance?
I really like working with numbers and I like money. And however a person is earning and however a person is doing business, it's all about managing finances.
Yeah.
And that motivates me to work in finance. I basically was interested in getting into investment banking, but whereas my summer internship taught me that's not for me. So yeah, I've decided to focus on some other finance roles.
Okay. How did you choose your university when you moved to the UK?
So I've done really good research before joining. I've took like 3 to 4 months researching just about universities and what kind of things that I can learn in specific courses and in specific universities. So basically, I've inquired all the friends that studied in the UK for the last 3 to 4 years. I had a call with them and I asked what are the demanding courses in the UK. I've done my basic research on internet, but that was not enough because it was a bit scary for me to come convince parents. So basically, I've done inquiries, asking friends and connecting people on LinkedIn and going through university portals and checking their modules. What are they teaching me? Like, are there any demanding jobs in the UK right now if I do specific courses? So that's how I've done my research.
Okay, and do you think your research helped you?
Definitely yes, because I've connected with so many people on LinkedIn. I had Zoom meetings with them, and then I've got to know what kind of roles I should target and why investment and risk finance is perfect for me, because I do come with accounting background. I do have part qualified ACCA, which is really valuable here. So if I'm doing finance and accounting MSc, there's no value add on for me because it's studying the same thing again and again. So instead, doing like investment course will definitely add value to me if I want to get into wealth management course or investment banking or specifically something into finance. So that's how I've chosen my course.
Okay, you are a clever girl, yeah, and I think UK needs clever people, okay? So I want you to motivate my audience from your journey. So let's take a step back. So let's talk about the different semesters you have. Like, it's divided into 4 semesters, right?
No, I've done 1 year course, so it's divided into 2 semesters.
Okay, when did you feel like you have to get into a part-time job or you have to get into internship? When did you start? Like within the first 3 months or after that? What was your strategy?
Trust me, I started before coming to the UK.
Awesome. That's really good, because out of many people I have interviewed so far, there's just one student told me that she started looking for it when she was already in India. Okay. So talk about it more.
So I know where I'll be staying. I know my university, that's in central London. So I started looking part-times around Baker Street, around my university. And then I started reaching out to people on websites saying that, sending my CV, cold emailing them, connecting on LinkedIn saying that this is my experience, and if you have any opportunity available, I'm willing to work part-time. I didn't get any response before I came to UK, but after I started calling people, and there's so many small accounting firms, because medium-sized and large-sized accounting firms, they don't give part-time jobs. Only small accounting firms they do give. So I targeted those. I had a list of like 250 accounting firms specifically in North London and Central London. I reached out to all of them, cold emailed them. I did get few responses asking you can send your CV through our email, and they did respond back, and through connections I've got few interviews as well. But in the first 3 months I didn't get any. I was really low because I took a part-time job as food blogger, and I used to go to restaurant and take food photography, food videos for them, and that was one of my part-time. And I started working as a barista in my friend's cafe. So those were the 2 jobs, and I did apply to various part-time jobs at the university. There's so many opportunities available at the university, and I've got selected as a student ambassador. So that's another part-time that I took up while I was a student. But I never stopped. I was always feeling low. At the same time, I decided I should not quit. If I quit, I will be getting more comfortable in the part-time jobs because I'm getting money, I'm surviving, and I can send back home some of the money. But that's not my goal for me to come to the UK. I should get some full-time job before I graduate. That was my major goal, because to get sponsorship, we should have at least 2 years of work experience in the UK so that the employer can trust us and can believe that, you know, this person is really adding value to us.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have touched the most important point. So I have learned a lot of things. I'm going to summarize what Vahnika just said. You know, start looking for your internship or even part-time jobs from India. Looking, searching, it's going to help you. It's not going to take a lot of your time. Like Vahnika said, you know, she already knew which companies to target, cold emailing them. Even though she didn't get a response when she was in India, but she knew which companies to target. She already had a made list of 250 small firms. And as Vahnika was saying, for part-time jobs, maybe the big firms or the medium-sized firm won't get you a job. But that is a clever strategy. She already knew that small firms will give her part-time jobs, and she still got a job in the first 3 months, right? Okay, so don't get disappointed or disheartened by that. The market is tough, but she knew already about the market. She has done the research, but it's only after 3 months, I believe you started getting called.
Yes.
Yes, but she knew the market, whom to call, how to network, reach out to people. She started her part-time jobs in the restaurants, you said, barista, cafe, and started her food blogging as well. So start with anything and everything that you can, but do not forget your long-term goal, whatever is your long-term goal. This is what you're saying. Okay. So let's start about when you started getting the call. Was it the first call you got and you got selected? Was it rejections or what was it?
Definitely rejections. I faced a lot of rejections. For the first 3 months, I did not get any interview, and it was all rejection. We don't face many rejections in India, so it's all after coming here. We feel like, oh my god, why did I even come? Because I've got an offer from EY before coming here, but then I was like, okay, I can get a job at EY even after coming back to India. So I kind of regretted initial months, like, is it the right decision that I took? But I kept going. But when I got a first interview call, I really felt happy because it was with real estate company and it was an accounting role. Like, I really did well. They said you're overqualified for this because it's a basic account payable role and it's part-time. So they were paying per hour 20 pounds or something, but they were really impressed, and they invited me to the office for an interview. Everything really went well, and I was expecting an offer from them, but next day I've got a rejection, and I asked a feedback from them so that I can improve myself in the next interviews. They said like it's basically about UK experience, and we found someone with UK experience. You really do have good CV and good experience, but at the same time we do need someone with UK experience. Then I understood the importance of having UK experience. I've decided even to take any unpaid work so that I can just get that UK internship or UK experience on my CV.
Okay, so what did you do after that when they give you the feedback? Now you don't have that UK experience. What was your next strategy then?
I've decided only way to get into UK market is internships. Whether you have experience or whether you don't, UK internships really do give you good experience, and only bigger companies do provide very good internship experiences. Then I started applying for internships, and I was lucky enough to get this one because I actually overlooked this opening. But then my course leader, I was a course rep and school rep as well back in university. So he sent me this email saying that, do you know they've posted an internship, there is a finance role available and then business development role available. I think this would be perfect for you. I was like, okay, let me try. So I tried. The interview process was really long and very, very competitive, and they received like 350 applications for just 5 roles. So it was really competitive.
So you said for 5 roles, 350 application, which is, again, I'll say less, because now what I'm seeing, I'm going to tell you the trend, and those numbers are already out there on social media. For one vacant position, more than 250 people or 300 people applying. And so you talked about 5, I will say still better.
Yes,
but market is more tough now. So did you apply for that?
So basically I applied, even though 5 is good for 350 applications, but 5 roles are in different departments. For each department there is only 1 role available. I was basically target for finance roles, but I've got into business development.
Right, so you got the business development role even though you applied for the finance.
Yes.
Yeah? So they were impressed with your business development kind of the skills that you have mentioned in your CV.
But I was really lucky enough to get that one because I felt after getting into business development, this is something I really like, because I really like communicating with people, at the same time analyzing the businesses and getting the businesses in. So I really like, okay, maybe finance with business development combination is something unique and that can add on value to my CV later on as well. And I really learned a lot because the internship I got in with CISI, which is Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments in central London. So it's a chartered professional body, a global body.
Amazing.
So they have really, really good connections. They took us to Barclays trading floor. They took us to various wealth management firms like JM Fin and so many others. So that really opened my eyes which kind of roles are really available in finance, because I was aware of only few roles. And then when I get into those kind of environment and seeing those people who are working at those wealth management firms, I've realized there's so many things that I need to learn. I don't even know that what kind of roles are available on these trading floors.
So I have 2 questions. So first of all, I'm going to say, you said you felt you were lucky or you were lucky. You were not lucky. You had already done all the hard work. That the hard work that you're talking about is when you were not even in the UK. So that 6 months journey is where you landed now. So that was not luck. That was a hard work. You didn't know that whatever you're working will take you here.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to say, guys, you have no idea how qualified she is. You know, she's a partly ACCA qualified. If you are looking for a job in the UK in finance, and if you don't have this qualification, you may not land a visa sponsorship job. In fact, what I have done for my audience, I have already mapped for each role what kind of qualification is needed in the UK. And if you don't have that, forget about getting a visa sponsorship job. I won't be surprised that tomorrow if she says you are getting a visa sponsored job just after your university, you may get it, because there will be companies looking candidates like you. I'm going to tell you, there's a huge demand. So are you still continuing your internship with them?
No, it was last summer.
Okay.
It was like a 12-week summer internship.
Okay.
And after I finished my internship, I realized I don't want to get back to barista jobs or, you know, other random part-time jobs. So I still started applying again. I should need definitely a professional part-time job that is into finance or accounting. So I kept applying. I was going to office and I was coming back and I was still like applying. And I've landed a part-time job in accounting and in another real estate company before I finished my internship.
Awesome. Okay. Can you talk about internship? You know, what kind of internship is available in the UK now for students, given that you're not allowed to work full time? You're allowed to work only 20 hours per week, and during your holiday break you can work full time. Okay, so talk about the different kind of internship which is available in the UK, and where did you look for those internships?
Yeah, so basically internships are two kinds. Like there is a really long-term internships like 12 months and 6 months, and whereas short-term internships are like 3 months internship. And most of the people are not aware of this kind of internships, which are off-cycle internships.
Yes,
which
correct.
is like 1 month or less than 1 month, and basically during like a short winter break. So they do have off-cycle internships, but these are only with major big companies. So these are the different types of internships available. If students are doing 1-year course, I would suggest them to apply for summer internships and off-cycle internships. If they're doing 2 years course, I would definitely suggest them focus on getting like 6 months or 12 months internship during their first year itself, so that they have something in their hand in their second year.
Yeah. And where did you look for those internships? Which are the websites do you recommend for people to use?
So basically our university do provide a lot of resources where we can find jobs, and other than that I used to search for internships at Bright Network. Bright Network is really good for internships. At what date the applications are closing, and by what date they're conducting interviews. They do specifically give all this list. So Bright Network is something that I would highly suggest, and Handshake is something people should have an eye on. And CV Library is really good for part-time professional jobs, but not for internships. So I used to follow these very strictly.
Okay. I've never heard of Handshake. Is this a new website
Yes.
or something? Yeah. Okay, never heard that.
They recently got popular like in the last 1 year.
Okay, and for internships, so you're suggesting that is a good website that people should be looking for.
And they have a tie-up with like a lot of universities. So
perfect.
universities are giving Handshake resources for free.
Guys, make sure you go and check it out. Again, this is not sponsored by Handshake, but this is what Vahnika is saying. She found it useful to land her internship, so you guys can also go and check it out. Okay, so you said CV Library, Handshake, you talked about Bright Network, and sometimes LinkedIn. Yeah, those are the 4 major websites you talked about. Okay, I have to tell you something. One of the international students who came on my podcast, she said there's something called as micro internship, and those micro internship which she landed was a 1 week. So you guys may see they are for 1 week. I don't know if it's a 1 day or not, but 1 week is the smallest period I have seen.
Okay, I know someone who got internship last week, and she got a 2-week similar internship
Same,
as well.
yeah.
And she really found it useful because they said after 2 weeks of internship, if they really like her continuing, or if she wants to continue, they can extend the internship.
Yeah. So that's it. Whenever you get the opportunity, you have to add value. You have to show you are good, you know. And when people say, oh, I don't get a job, I think everybody gets that one opportunity. If you don't make the most of it, you may miss that chance. Okay. So what's your plan now?
I'm graduating next month.
Next one. Congratulations. Big congratulations.
Yeah, so my term time ended December, and then I've received full-time offers. I chose one. It was like a temporary contract because while we are on student visa, we should not accept any permanent roles. So we should be on temporary contract. So once we get into PSW, I've got my PSW 2 weeks ago. So now I can get into permanent contracts.
Perfect.
So I was still applying because after getting into that role, I felt I can do much better.
Why not?
So I was still applying, and then I've got very good offers, and I've decided to choose one.
Amazing. This is amazing story. I think, people, or everyone who's struggling now in the UK, either with part-time jobs, full-time jobs or internship, this is the strategy that you guys have to follow, that Vahnika had followed. So any piece of advice for my audience where people are struggling, the mindset that people are, the market is tough, but it's a combination of a lot of things. So from your take, from your experience, what one piece of advice do you want to give? Not one, what advice do you have for my audience?
So basically, utilizing their summertime and utilizing their uni term time is quite important. Getting that UK experience, whether through uni part-times or internships or doing their part-time related to their field. So something that can add value to their CV. So I used to basically focus on the things which can add value to my CV, and I ignored everything else. Even though the opportunities were really good, because that will not add any value to me long term. So I was just focusing on the things that I can show while I'm applying for full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So, and not getting too comfortable with the part-time jobs they're doing currently, because it gives them money short time, but it will not give them sponsorship jobs, or it will not help them to find full-time jobs quickly. So I would suggest not to much of focus on part-time jobs.
Okay, and if you focus on part-time job, do not forget your long-term goal, right? Like Vahnika also started for 3 months in the cafe or food blogging. It's okay to do that as long as you remember your long-term goal. And that is what I have also seen people, they stick and they get comfortable with whether it's a warehouse job or
I have
something.
seen my friends also doing the part-time jobs, and by the end of the day they get tired and they will not be able to apply for jobs.
Yeah, they'll be exhausted mentally and physically, right? And then you cannot focus on it. Yeah, I think this was quite insightful for my audience. I think I have learned it. I made some mental notes as well.
And I would like to add one more
Yes,
thing,
please, go for
having
it.
good communication skills.
Yes.
It's not like having the British accent.
Yes.
But at least speaking confidently.
Exactly.
And expressing your views, without getting confused. And even if they're doing part-time jobs,
Improve your skills, communication skills. If it is customer facing, you will
customer
improve.
facing is quite important. Me working as a barista helped me, saying hello, good morning, have a nice day.
Yeah. Small things, small talks are very important. They definitely like it. If you can communicate with a British or anyone, like a hiring managers, if you can break the ice, you can go a long way. And that's very important, I think so. Guys, you have to work on communication. You need to work on strategy, change your mindset. Don't stick to the temporary jobs. It gives you money. Part-time jobs, I know for per hour you get paid more as compared to that you get paid in India, but do not get carried away. Do not carry on doing that for very long time. If your goal is to settle here or get more better jobs, corporate jobs, you have to change your strategy. Keep some time aside to target the jobs and then focus on applying it strategically. Okay, it was lovely having you on my show, Vahnika, and all the best. I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
And I will be happy to bring you back once you land your visa sponsorship. We talked about internship, we talked about full-time job. So you have not even got your degree. You just got your PSW now.
Yes.
And before that, you already got temporary contract.
Yeah, I'd like to tell that I'm joining soon Universal Studios.
Ooh, oh my God, this is big. Oh my God, I am going to say hard work, it does pay off. Yeah, so guys, you have to do this smart work, hard work, and look at what Vahnika is doing. Get inspired by her. Thank you very much, Vahnika, and all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Vahnika.
Thank you.